A few people have asked about what would Mark Stewart do, Mayor Mark Stewart, for downtown development. And I'm going to expand what I do because it's community people that will do far more than any one elected official, even mayor. Okay? Luke Bronin, as smooth as he is, hasn't been able to do that much. What would Mayor Stewart do? Have a posse of ambassadors to New York and New Jersey to show them the benefits of having a division of their companies in Hartford or Metro Hartford, because still that would mean employing a lot of Hartford people, even if they didn't want to site an office in downtown Hartford. Downtown Hartford, I think, is best revitalized by the developers who are already there, okay? So Lazowski and the Northeast people, those are the folks that I think can do most, and I know that they would like to see less crime. They would like to see a more vibrant place surrounding their buildings. I certainly want to help. Now let me go to how, outside of the downtown, I see a much more vibrant Hartford, so tangentially downtown has helped. I lived for 6 years in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is, though it's gotten worse, this was 30 years ago, it's a great city because it doesn't act clustered. It has lots of little pockets of vibrancy, and they're 1 and 2 miles apart, and there are so many distinct communities of business and culture. I see Hartford as already having distinct communities of business and culture, but they're not that well developed. So let's have more bodegas in South, more vibrant marketplaces in West, more event things to do in North, and vice versa. I see Hartford as being vibrant in culture first, and business will come. There's that old phrase, build it and they will come. It's not true, okay? It might have worked for one ballpark on a major league movie. It's not true. And I'll give you the epitome of where culture matters most. A culture that we're going to enforce against crime. Because if businesses are afraid to have their workers there or their retail establishments in a crime-ridden place, they're not going to come. Best evidence of that, Hartford has one grocery store, and it's on the edge of West Hartford, okay? Go to any other place, and there's more than one. Per population, there'd be about 5. Why? Because grocery stores are prone to thievery. And we haven't been enforcing against thievery for the last 2 decades. We need enforcement, okay? I don't like a food desert for our folks in Hartford. I don't like that they feel compelled to go to Wethersfield and Bloomfield and West Hartford for good groceries. Now, Walmart, which is in Hartford, has turned out to be a decent grocery, but we can do better. And it starts with enforcing against crime. Now, I also believe we revitalize downtown Hartford by having opportunities for people who live here, even if they're working outside. I have proposed and will propose again to the legislature that we get busy with rebuilding foundations in eastern Connecticut. They're crumbling, and they are going to collapse without help. State help is available, and the best people for the hands-on job are very often Hartford contractors, okay? Good men who are used to this and can get out, get busy, and take home a lot of good pay. Similarly, not so professional yet, students on the way to a career. Hartford kids deserve to have good employment that might not be in an office in Hartford that's kind of desolate since COVID, but is robust in Windsor, is very robust if going down to Groton, where they need tons of decent people for electric boats work over the next 5 years. Let's send our people. I will personally drive a van to have kids who will go there, stay for the week, come back and join their folks on the weekends. It's a great progression, especially when you don't really trust what a college degree will do for you. Well, what about a welding, not necessarily degree, but the hands-on experience that's going to get you a trade for life? Oh, and they'll pay you pretty well along the way. You don't have to spend money on a fancy 4-year college. Finally, those ambassadors that I mentioned that might go to New York and New Jersey, I think one of them should be Annie Lamont. Okay, the governor's wife already hobnobs with New York business people. She's savvy, she's good looking. She could bring back business to this area. I would commission her and 20 other people. I hope the state will contribute, but even if it doesn't, even if it comes out of Hartford's budgeting for 6 months to get 20 people salaried and a dining allowance so that they can woo people, woo business, because the return on investment is going to be very high. I am Mark Stewart. Thank you for listening here.